Artie, Misha, do you know what today is? Do you know what today is? It's Mental Health Week! So for those of you who didn't see my video yesterday, starting today, from May 1st to May 7th, it's Canada's annual Mental Health Week. So this is an awesome time of the year where we get to promote mental health and try to help end this stigma associated with mental health issues. To help celebrate this awesome week, I decided that I'm going to do a vlog project in which every day for the next week I'm going to do short videos to talk about different mental health topics, discussions, and debates. Without further ado, let's get started. So to start off Mental Health Week, I decided to cover a topic right off the bat that's a bit of a controversial topic, but it's also a very important topic. What we're going to be talking about is these bad boys right here. The good old medication debate. And I decided to talk about this right away because for myself, living with PTSD and general anxiety disorder, medication is a huge part of therapy for myself. Medication is still a big controversial topic that is surrounded by a lot of negative stigma, especially for people living with mental health issues. When I started telling people I was taking medication, or when I no longer hid it anymore that I was taking medication, for acquaintances or strangers or friends that didn't really understand it, when you start telling people you're taking medication for your brain, you get a lot of reaction about that from people. Sometimes you get reactions like this. Oh, you're taking medication. That's good. Or like this. Oh, you're taking medication? Or this good old classic expression, you're taking medication for a mental illness? It's for something that isn't even physical? But even though taking medication for mental health issues does have a lot of negative stigma around it, it's something that people really need to understand. Because taking medication for a mental health issue is not an easy process. It's not as simple as having diabetes and having to take insulin. Having medication for a mental health issue takes time, and it's trying, and you need a lot of patience to be able to understand how truly difficult it is to find the right medication, because medication is a tricky thing. And for myself, when I was first diagnosed with PTSD, it took 2.5 years before I finally found the right type of medication and the right dosage before I started to feel any sort of alleviation of my symptoms. And in those 2.5 years, I had about maybe 24 types of medication that I tried. So having that conversation with your doctor can be intimidating as hell. There's all types of different medication for mental health issues. There's antipsychotics, there's antidepressants, there's anti-anxiety, there's beta blockers, there's selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. I don't even think I said that right. Some people have to take heart medication, some people have to take blood thinners, some people have to take migraine pills. So it's okay for your expression when you have this conversation with your doctor to be like this. In the 2.5 years it took for me to find the right medication, here's just a sample list of some of the types of pills I took. I took Tramadol, I took some Triptan, I took Toradol, I took Fluoxetine, which is also known as Prozac. I was on citalopram, there was Quetiapine, I was on Lorazepam, which is also known as Ativan, I was on Zipaclone, I was on amitriptyline, I took blood thinners, I took heart medication, I took Seroquel, which is an antipsychotic that's really well known. I took escitalopram, I can't even pronounce that. I took Paradoxetine. I took so many medications. Thinking, holy crap, Amanda, that's a lot of medication. And you're right, that was a lot of medication for me. But not everyone's experience is like that. Let's bring this back to a positive note. Just because I had a hard time trying to find the right medication doesn't mean you will, and doesn't mean that everybody will. The main message I'm trying to give about taking medication is that you need to have a lot of patience. Back then, I was taking 8 to 10 pills a day. Now, I take one pill. Sometimes 2, depending if I need my Ativan when I'm having a panic attack. But even today, I don't even take my Ativan very much anymore. My panic attacks have become so slim and so far and few between that I don't need my medication anymore for it. And for me, looking at the positive of that is I've learned Not that I've just learned how to control my mental illness well, but I know my symptoms and I know my body well enough to know when I need my medication and when I don't. But an important point I want to raise as well is that not everybody needs medication. I have lots of friends who have anxiety conditions in which they don't take medication. They have strategies and coping mechanisms that they can do besides taking medication. Important point I want to raise here is even though there is a lot of negative stigma associated with medication, and even though there's a lot of questions and concerns, it's okay to take medication. You don't have to take medication and can control panic attacks or your symptoms with exercise or yoga or what have you. I'm proud of you for that. Hey, if you do need to take medication, like I do, hey, there's nothing wrong with it. Your illness is legit. It's a real illness of the brain, and it's okay to take medication for it. If it's okay for someone to take heart medication for their heart condition, why isn't it okay for someone who has a mental illness to take medication for their brain? Whether you're pro-medication or against medication, as long as you're happy and you're okay and you're living a healthy life and you're not suffering, it doesn't matter. You do you. But for me, these bad boys here, they helped save my life. And they have helped give me the opportunity to live a normal life. I'm no longer plagued by terrible, terrible symptoms that I had 4.5 years ago. I'm so much better today because of my medication, and there's nothing wrong with that. Because medication is one small component of what it's like living with a mental health issue, but it's an important one to understand. So remember, everybody, this is just day 1 of Mental Health Week. And remember to get loud! Mental Health Week. And remember, let's fight the good fight.